Welcome back to this episode of 1320 Time Stream. And we are going to be covering the White Planetary World Bridger's affirmation for today. Let's see what we got here. I perfect in order to equalize, producing opportunity. I seal the story of death with the planetary tone of manifestation, and I'm guided by the power of timelessness. I feel the first line makes a lot of sense. I perfect in order to equalize. If we kind of like talk about the equalizing function as it's like as that like sword to plowshares kind of thing, that what do you call it, like the harvester's scythe, then we have this energy of like knowing what to cut off, kind of to equalize, to make things equal. This is needed, this isn't needed. But how do we actually know how and when to use that sword to cut the vine or whatever that is? And I find it's like as we reach that inner perfection, very much like we had talked about in the planetary tone, we've finally reached the element of perfect. Before that, it was like, okay, a work in progress. Then all of a sudden, it's no longer a work in progress. Now it is perfected. So once it's perfected, there's only room for that perfection. And so that is the standard that initiates the equalization. So now everything in the field can be equalized based on that perfection. So I perfect in order to equalize. This in turn produces opportunity. And so once that equalization happens, once that perfection happens, then all of a sudden, all of this space opens up, because all of this excess energy that was like poured it into the equation is now no longer. And so there's this perfection, which can also be kind of like simplified as, how would you call that? Room being freed up, essentially space being freed up. And so there's room for growth. Now there's an opportunity to fill that space or to show up in a different way. There's like less people in the house. Some of those people left, kind of thing. I seal the story of death with the planetary tone of manifestation. This is similar, I believe, to the first line. The story of death, that intake, that input, you're storing it, you're bringing it into something of death. I seal the store of death with the planetary tone of manifestation. As the manifestation quality happens, very much like I perfect in order to equalize, that perfection has to be there first before the equalization can occur, and this produces an opportunity. The manifestation process, as it begins, that's what allows the death process to happen. In a way, it's kind of saying the process of rebirth begins to happen before the old value drops off. The energy isn't going to die, and then it gets rebirthed. It begins to be reborn before it can initiate the dying process. And so in this way, it's almost saying that birth precedes death, and death does not precede birth. I am guided by the power of timelessness, this showing that we're guided by the wizard's energy. And so we're in a state of receptivity. We're allowing ourselves in our known levels to kind of let go in many ways. That timeless energy. I perfect in order to equalize, producing opportunity. I seal the store of death with the planetary tone of manifestation. I am guided by the power of timelessness. Short and sweet, that one. Okay, that will sum it up for the affirmation section. Stay tuned for the oracle section.